Alright guys, I thought I'd do a quick video as an update because I realised I hadn't done one for quite a while. So welcome back to my channel, and thank you for tuning in again, and thanks for following. So just an update on how I'm feeling, how I'm doing, what's going on in my life and what's happening with FND and my migraines and stuff like that. So yeah, it's been a strange old time. I've actually recently stopped working due to all my symptoms, making it impossible to focus on what I'm doing physically as well as mentally. So it's unfair on my clients and all that sort of stuff. So I've taken some time out until January. So what's got me to that position? So basically, since my diagnosis back in April this year, 2023, it's been a very tough year so far, a very long journey with symptoms and new sensations in my body and all that sort of stuff, which is very hard to explain to people when they ask me how I'm feeling. You know, I may look okay to most people. You know, I might seem like the healthy Chris they know on the outside, smiling, happy, but there's lots going on within my life, inside myself, and physically and mentally, of course. So I'm going to go into that as well. So yeah, this is what this video is about. It's about my journey so far, and I'm going to tell you a bit about what FND is. So hopefully I won't bore you too much with that, but it's one of those illnesses that there's not enough awareness of at all. So FND, what is FND? So basically, it's your brain and your nerves together. They're malfunctioning basically. So they're not working together. They're not firing the signals which they should be. So it's almost like imagining your brain as the hardware of a computer, and your nerves are wires going to the software. So basically, the hardware isn't firing up to the software, and the communication isn't there at all. So neurons between the brain and the nerves and the and body parts, and organs, and limbs, etc, etc. So that's pretty much it. Yes, so that's what FND is, and today is October the 18th. So I've been diagnosed now for a good 6-7 months. It's been a long journey in those 6-7 months. Lots of new symptoms which I'm going to tell you about, and lots of symptoms that have come and gone. Lots of symptoms that have actually stayed, and making life quite difficult, to the point where I've now actually had to cancel work, stop working for the foreseeable future, to try and work around my symptoms and to work out what I'm capable and able to do going forwards, work-wise, and also with just day-to-day life, really. So back in April, I had a few symptoms which got me to my diagnosis, basically. So it was numbness down my legs, stroke-like symptoms, which they then diagnosed as FND and migraines. A lot has happened since then. So the reason why I've had to stop working is my mobility has severely been affected. Not only that, it's the fatigue, the chronic fatigue, it's the tiredness, it's the dizziness, it's the cognitive function issues, which I'm going to go into depth about very shortly. So my main concern at the moment is my mobility. Obviously, being a personal trainer, and in the fitness industry, and loving fitness and exercise myself, and being what I thought I was in the peak of my fitness and my fitness business, for mobility to be taken away from you is absolutely just the worst feeling in the world. It feels like the rug's been taken from under my feet. So when I say my mobility is being affected, so basically my walk, my step, my gait has just completely changed. It's got shorter, it's got smaller, it's got stiffer. My legs are stiff. this is even with rehab exercises, which I'm having to do on a daily basis and weekly basis, just to try and keep my mobility at a good standard. But I kind of walk like a robot at the moment. You may have seen my recent videos on TikTok and stuff of me walking, which I'm going to put on here right now. My walk's really stiff. It's very small, and I can only manage a short distance between having to need a break or having to stop completely due to my fatigue and stuff. So I have to plan my day pretty well, depending on how I'm feeling when I wake up, because severity changes from day to day. It's a very varied condition for me, and for many people who suffer with FND as well. It's a very varied condition, which is the annoying thing. Obviously, you want to plan your day. You can't plan your day. There's no way about it. You don't know when something's going to happen. So yeah, my walking is definitely one of the issues which is affecting me mostly. And obviously this has an effect then on my mental health, because running and lifting weights was my go-to for my mental health. Even walking a longer distance, I can't even do that now. It's such a shame. And the way to explain it is, I feel like I'm walking through mud. And if I overdo it, my limbs go numb from kind of my ankles into my feet. I went for a swim a few months ago, and my feet, when I was kicking so hard, probably didn't help, but my feet went completely numb from ankles into my feet. I got out of the pool and I felt really dizzy, quite sick, vertigo. So that really scared me, actually, because it took me a while. I think I freaked out the lifeguard actually at the same time. I think he thought he might have to come in and get me out of the water. So being an ex-lifeguard, I know exactly how he felt, and I really sympathise with him. So yes, another one of my symptoms is my cognitive function. So cognitive function means your ability to kind of comprehend things, absorb information, your talking, the way you think, the way you communicate. So at the moment, for you guys, I might sound like I can communicate okay, but my brain is in absolute overdrive. So this, for me, is a little bit of work. So once I've finished this video today, you can tell that I've paused the video and had to sort of re-edit it a little bit, because I either start to slur my speech or stutter, or I repeat something I've just said. I know that sounds familiar with a lot of people, but for me, that is one of my symptoms, or not being able to get the words out. I know it's here, but I can't. It just won't come out of my mouth. So it's communication with people. It's registering what someone has just said to me. Sometimes I might not be able to understand what they've said, even though I'm looking at them. I can see their mouth moving, but it's just words, and my brain can't work out what they just said. So I think the wife thinks it's just an excuse, but it's not. I promise her that. And sometimes that comes on before I have a seizure as well. So I do have seizures now, sort of dissociative seizures, attacks. It's a very difficult situation to get my head round, and it's only been 6 months into it. So I'm not gonna lie, I do worry about the future. I do worry about how my symptoms are going to affect me personally, but not only that, it's the mixture of severity and how it affects you. It's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. I'm looking at myself now in the camera. I can see one of my eyes starting to droop, and it's because I'm getting lazy face, and my talking is becoming quite difficult because my face is getting fatigued. So it's becoming more of an effort to talk. So do you guys get that? You guys who have FND, who are watching this video, do you get that? Comment below on the symptoms you have. Are they similar to what I get? with regards to the speech and cognitive function and the thinking and the brain fog and the list goes on. I mean, I've lost hearing. I'm wearing hearing aids now. It's just, and that is really tough. It's the hearing that comes and goes and gets worse, and then it's just really, it's unexplainable, to be fair, because this diagnosis of FND, no one understands why it happens. No one understands how it happens. They think it's to do with trauma. They think it's to do with depression. They think it's to do with stress, something that's triggered these symptoms in your brain and around your body, and sort of giving these mixed signals to the nerves and everything. But it's hard to sort of comprehend how they have come to that as a diagnosis. And I know I sound like I'm kind of just blabbing on here, but this is how my brain feels. I feel like I can let off some steam doing these videos. I can let off how I'm feeling right now. I actually went to a new neurophysio this morning, and it was fantastic. She listens to my symptoms, and we discuss what are my weaker symptoms at the moment, which ones are triggering me to see. I'm talking again, and I can't get out my brain what needs to come out my mouth. So this is in the life of my life. This is the way I talk. When I start to get tired, I start to mumble. start to just get a funny head. It's very, very strange. I just mentioned as well that I have seizures, dissociation seizures, attacks. Some of these seizures involve me dropping to the floor and having these really stiff, jerky movements. My eyes may roll in the back of my head. I can hear what's happening around me. I'm fully aware of what's happening with some of these seizures, and I can hear how frightened my children are. I can hear how my wife is desperate for me to come out of it and be myself again. The desperation in their voices, but they're so used to it now. They're so used to these symptoms, and they're having to adapt their lives as well with all of my symptoms, and they're so used to it already. It's quite it's quite heartwarming, and I feel very overwhelmed and very lucky to have my family nearby and the support network I've got through my family and friends, which is a massive support, and it means it's just essential for you to be able to get through a daily basis. Because I kind of feel like a burden on my family, really. I mean, it's so disruptive. I mean, I can't go anywhere socially without worrying about what symptoms may come and go, or which symptoms may cause me distress or depression, anxiety. Anxiety is a massive trigger for some symptoms as well. So looking back over my life, I may have had this FND for a long time, but I certainly think alcohol used to be a trigger. Looking back, I had lots of episodes where I had seizures, which I think alcohol triggered, as well as stress and anxiety as well. So looking back over the time, certainly think I had that then. But yeah, it's been a long 6-7 months, and with all these symptoms, I'm trying to work out and remember other symptoms that I'm getting as well. So yes, I'm looking at you right now, and I can remember vision issues. Vision issues were actually one of my first symptoms of FND, which they still believe is part of my FND, but it seems to be a permanent one of mine. I'm not too sure how many other people with FND have vision issues, but when I say vision issues, I mean it's kind of double vision, focus issues. I can't focus on signposts, number plates. It feels like they're moving. Hence why I'm not allowed to drive anymore, really, due to the vision issues and the seizures as well, because they come on spontaneously. Yeah, so there's just a hell of a lot going on with my body, and for all of this to be going on daily, it's a big toll on my body, and you know, it's so tiring. And then when you sit and think about it, you actually understand why you feel fatigued, because your brain is trying so hard to overcome these silly, stupid, bloody, horrible symptoms, which are completely disabling. And just, I'm letting it off now. This is me venting. But this is how I feel on a daily basis. You know, it's good to get it off your chest. I feel awful for my wife, who has to deal with these symptoms on a daily basis, and then I can't tell her how I feel every day, every symptom, because it will drive her nuts. So this is a good way, and this is what I'm going to do now, because I've actually really enjoyed making this video today, and it's actually made me feel a little bit better by offloading just to you viewers who may have FND. You might be going through a diagnosis yourself, so let me know if you feel the same or experience the same symptoms as I do, or what else do you experience. I'm only 7 months into my diagnosis, which isn't a long time really. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a journey, and a journey that I'm going to keep sharing on here, because I want you guys to see what it's like, and I want to spread the awareness of FND, as well as the migraines as well, because I've got chronic migraines, but they have calmed down. It's really important that people understand there's hundreds of thousands of people like me with conditions like this that haven't been properly diagnosed really, or there may be people out there who don't actually realize they have neuro conditions and issues. But it's so important, and it's so important to talk about how you're feeling during these days. It's so difficult to do that, because this is a completely different story altogether, and completely different episode altogether about mental health, which I'm going to definitely do a video on going forwards for sure, because that's really hit me, obviously. So if you've got this far in the video and you've listened to me blab on and blubbing on, thank you very much for tuning in, and thank you for watching. Hope you found this of some interest, and don't forget to let me know your thoughts and your comments, and hit that subscribe button, because I'll be doing a lot more videos than this going forwards. I'm hoping to do one a month going forwards. But yeah, it's been a pleasure, and I feel so much better for getting that off my chest. Definitely going to do it again. Hope you find that okay, guys. Take care. See you later.